Hello everyone, myself Ritima, and today we are going to discuss about NEP 2020. NEP stands for New Education Policy, and this new education policy that is implemented in India is the third educational policy, and its main aim is the universalization of education. In accordance to this policy, near 2 crore school dropout children will be brought back to the school, and under this policy, MHRD, that is Ministry of Human Resource and Development, it is renamed as Education Ministry, and the educational format, that is new education format that is going to be followed now in schools is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So let us first discuss about this 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 format. The first 5 years are the foundational stage or the foundational years of students' life. In this, we are going to include classes, that is playway, first and second. So in total, here student is going to spend first 5 years, that is it includes the age group students of age group 3 to 8 years. After that comes the preparatory phase. The preparatory stage includes classes 3rd, 4th and 5th. So in total, in preparatory phase, the student is going to spend 3 years, and the students of age group 8 to 15 years will fall under the preparatory phase. Next comes the middle stage. In middle stage, we have classes 6th, 7th and 8th, and it includes the children in between age group of 11 to 14 years. So in total, the student is going to spend 3 years here. And in secondary stage, we have classes 9th, 10th and 11th and 12th. And the age group for the students that comes under the secondary stage is from 14 to 18 years, means here we are going to have the adolescent kids. So special care must be taken for them. And in total, in secondary stage, the student is going to spend the 4 years. So the format is 5 plus 3 plus 4. I'm repeating it again. The first stage is the foundational stage, and it includes playway, first and second class. Then comes the preparatory phase or the preparatory stage. In preparatory stage, we have classes 3rd, 4th and 5th. And in middle stage, we have classes 6, 7, 8. And in secondary stage, we have the classes 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Since in foundational year, the student is spending 3 years. In preparatory phase, student is again spending 3 years. In middle stage, again student is spending 3 years. And in secondary stage, again the student is spending the 4 years. So the pattern or the format of this new education policy is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Now there arises a question that once the student gets up to the class 12, now how he will get admission in further classes? Now for admission in further classes or for admission in higher classes, there will be entrance test which is called as CAT. So CAT stands for the Common Aptitude Test, and in this education policy there are the certain features, like there will be the multiple entry and exit. For example, student is doing some course and that course is of 3 years, but after 1 year student loses its interest that he don't want to do that particular course. Then in that case, if the student spent 1 year in a particular course, then certificate will be given to him. And if he spends 2 years, then diploma will be given to the student. And if he spends the 3 years, then proper degree will be given to him. So the main aim of this education policy is that the time of the student will not be wasted. For example, if student spend 1 year in one particular degree, in that case again, we see that diploma is provided to him. That it's not like that if he loses the interest, he have to leave the course and he will join some other course. There is nothing like that. There is a proper format that if 1 year is given, then certificate will be given to the student. If student spends 2 years, then diploma will be given to him. And if the student spends 3 years, then the degree will be given to him. For research work and the graduate, there is a time period that is 4 years or more than it. Now under this policy, we have many goals to achieve. First is NCERT will develop national curricular and the pedagogical framework for early childhood care and education for children up to age 8. So if you see to the format of education policy, you see here the foundational year, that is which is of 5-year duration. In foundational year, we have the children in between age group 3 to 8 years. So for these children, the NCERT has framed a special curricular framework in which the special care is taken for them. That is NCERT and is going to frame a curriculum for them regarding early childhood care and education. After that, National Education Technology Forum to be created. Then हर जगह पे National Education Technology Forum जो है वो create किए जाएंगे and परख will be set up. Now question arises, भाई what is this परख? कि ये जो परख है ये है क्या चीज़ है? परख word stands for performance assessment, review, analysis of knowledge for holistic development. So Parak will be set up as a standard set for standard setting body. So जो परख है, it is going to analyze what the child has learned. After that it will firstly what it will do, परख will performance को सबसे पहले assess किया जाएगा. After assessing, review, and after review, analysis of the knowledge is done to judge whether the holistic development has taken place or not. So Parak will be set up as a standard set for the evaluation purpose. After that, there will be no rigid separation between arts and science stream. Now student has a choice. Whichever subject he wants to take, he or she can take. So what we can say, there is no rigid separation between the arts and science. कि अगर बच्चे की मर्जी है, if he wants to study one subject of arts or if he wants to study one subject of bio or chemistry or medical stream, he can go with it. So there is no rigid separation between arts and the science. Then comes the vocational integration. That is, from 6th class onward, one vocational subject is introduced so that when student exit from the school, when student goes from the school or when student leaves the school, at that time he get mastered in one vocational course. After that, teachers need to be prepared. टीचर्स जो है उनके लिए भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा न्यू चीज़ें जो हैं इस न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020 में इंट्रोड्यूस हुई हैं. लाइक till 2023, teachers has to set up new standards for assessing the students. If you see the word that here, the assessment they have used the one very simple term, that is parak, that is performance assessment review and analysis of knowledge for the holistic development. So teacher is going to judge each and every aspect of the student. The teacher is not going to judge the academic aspect. The teacher is going to judge the other co-curricular activities. What is the response of student in class, what students like, what is the interest of the students. After that, if the student is good in particular thing, what efforts teacher must put so that he become good in other subject also. So assessment tools needs to be revised now. Now every child will come to school and adapt at least one skill. As I told you earlier that from class 6 onwards, we are going to have one vocational course that is going to introduced. From 6 onward, हमारे पास एक vocational course आ रहा है. So the aim of this vocational course is that once the student leaves the school, जब student 12th करके school से निकले, at that time he must be expert or adapt in one vocational skill. After that, one of the very important thing, that is there will be the common standard for learning in private and the public schools. कि प्राइवेट स्कूल्स में भी और पब्लिक स्कूल्स में भी जो स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लर्निंग रहेगा वो क्या रहेगा, सेम रहेगा. दैट इज सेम एजुकेशन विल बी प्रोवाइडेड. असेसमेंट का तरीका हर जगह सेम रहेगा. हर जगह 6th ऑनवर्ड्स हमारे पास वोकेशनल कोर्सेज रहेंगे. हर जगह जो असेसमेंट टूल्स हैं वो डिफरेंट असेसमेंट टूल्स जो है हम लोग यूज करेंगे फॉर असेसिंग द स्टूडेंट्स परफॉर्मेंस. लाइक हम लोग पोर्टफोलियोज का यूज करेंगे. आफ्टर दैट वी कैन मेक नोट्स व्हाट द स्टूडेंट्स आर डूइंग, वेयर वी नीड टू पुट एफर्ट्स, इन विच एरियाज वी नीड टू पुट एफर्ट्स सो दैट स्टूडेंट एक्सेल फर्दर. So in whole जो टीचर का वर्क है, it is going to increase and teachers need to be prepared that how they will deal with the students. Or we may say that it's not regarding the dealing only, it's regarding that how teachers are going to adapt to the new education policy so that they can help students to the utmost level so that all around development of children takes place. Next, teacher education. Teacher education जो है, it is again very important. Being a teacher, you are learning new things every day. So now teacher की जो है एक knowledge कह लो या teacher की जो एक comprehensive development होगी यहाँ पे. So new and comprehensive national curriculum framework for teacher education 2021 will be formulated by NCTE in consultation with NCERT. So we are going to have a national curriculum for the teacher education also. So for the development of the teachers, we have the national curriculum frame for teacher education, and by the minimum degree, and being a teacher, the minimum qualification that you require is 4-year integrated B.Ed course. Means B.Ed जो है वो compulsory हो गई है. If you see the new education policy 2020, earlier what we are going to have, earlier the computer teachers, that is IT teachers जो है, for them B.Ed is not required. But now, in accordance with the NEP 2020, being a teacher, the first priority that you require is B.Ed. Okay, and after B.Ed, the NCERT is providing the national curriculum framework for teacher education. Now the next is common national professional standard for teacher will be developed by the National Council of Teacher Education by 2022 in consultation with NCERT SCERTS, teacher and expert organization from across levels and the regions. तो कॉमन नेशनल प्रोफेशनल स्टैंडर्ड फॉर द टीचर, कि टीचर्स के लिए भी एक स्टैंडर्ड सेटअप कर दिया जाएगा. अर्लियर क्या होता था, जिसको कुछ नहीं मिलता था, ओके लेट्स गो फॉर अ टीचिंग प्रोफेशन. नो, नाउ द टीचिंग प्रोफेशन इज गोइंग टू बी द हार्ट. इट्स नॉट एवरीवन्स कप ऑफ टी नाउ. So being a teacher, you need to meet some basic standards. कुछ basic standards जो रहेंगे उनको आपको meet करना है. Now continuous professional development for 50 hours to learn new teaching and the pedagogical techniques and leadership skill. So being a teacher, one of the very important thing that is required is 50-hour training. 50-hour training in which you read about various teaching methods, what are the new technology methods, what are the new teaching methods that you can implement so that you can make your teaching effective, and even new pedagogical methods you have to learn, and you have to learn new techniques also. That is by implementation of various different techniques, how you can make your teaching effective. And after that, leadership skills are needed to be inculcated in the teachers, so that teacher can inculcate those leadership skills in students also.